It's Crockett36, and you came to the right place if you want something interesting. This is Allied Headquarters, but in this game I am playing the Axis, and I am going to try to make this a little bit different. I like to do that, blaze a new trail if I can. I am currently working on a different hypothesis with Germany. The normal one, even from Corporal Clegg put out a video the other day that was really good, really really amazing, I thought. And I'm wholeheartedly endorsing what he said there as true, but I'm working on a little bit different, and it's probably not going to go well, just like my first turn didn't go well when I experimented. But I think I can tweak that and make it work. But let me show you what I did here. I bought one bomber. That's going to be pretty standard. And I think I'll be able to show you at the end of this why. Making sure you have enough bombers for Germany. Not exactly dark skies, but kind of. It's going to actually make him buy a lot more Navy, actually, believe it or not. He will have to keep his Navy bunched up, and any separate Navy will be in danger of being hit. And then we got the mechs. The mechs are now, we know that he put 12 units on the board last turn, so we're putting 15 on the board this turn. So we're going to try to outproduce and out-income the Soviet Union in such a way that we can take over Moscow, or at least have deep penetration that just sits there and earns the big money. Plus 70 money is what we're aiming for. Plus 70 is when we feel like we're winning. So let's see what I did. Some of this I do take back, so I'll note that when I think I can see it. So at the end of this I do some editing because I realize that I've made something of a mistake. So I'm going to declare war, actually, and pretty unusual on G2 these days. Not part of the meta to declare war, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take out that cruiser. I'm going to take over Normandy, Bordeaux. Thought about going into southern France, and I thought different about it. There is a huge looming danger in the next round, but I tried to take care of that eventually. I will not be putting those 3 artillery into Western Germany. They're going to go to northern Italy, along with this soldier from Paris. Paris is going to be wide open, by the way. You may or may not know why, but Paris is going to be wide open. I'm going to move the 7 artillery to Poland. I'm going to move the 5 infantry from Finland to Karelia. The 3 from Finland. The one that was on the transport never left the transport. That was a mistake of mine. And then I did destroy that with 7 aircraft, 3 fighters. 4 divers, 3 fighters and 4 4 divers. No, 4 fighters and 3 divers, and a cruiser. The sub is going to go to 125. If you're wondering about that. Oh, here's some dice if you want to see the dice. Nothing too exciting this round. There's my hits. I wasted that good dice roll. I don't know why. I am a little nervous. AAA does seem to be producing this kind of result where it's kind of a little extreme, and that does not make me have confidence. Now, 4s. This is obviously absolutely in line. This is actually one-off, so this is not terribly. If he had one more had missed, it would have been right up the, because you got 2 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 is normal, and then this is normal too. But this is, from appearances, it's not making me happy these days. Let's keep going with the dice rolls. He misses on the 4. That's awesome. And then I'm going to move a lot of. Eventually, I'm going to rearrange this, play with this non-com for a while. I'm going to end up with I think it's 3 fighters and 4 divers down here. I could be wrong about that though. Maybe 3 and 3. Let's check it out. No aircraft end up in Poland. Got to really be careful here with the Western Navy. We really have to be careful. That sub certainly does go to 125. That just transport does go to 113. The infantry ends up in West Germany. These fighters are so important for both the Eastern and the Western fronts. That base is going to help. The air base is going to help a lot. The anti-aircraft from Poland ends up in Baltic. Now, I know that he only has 1 anti-aircraft, but I needed 20. I need to make it hard for him to take Baltic, costly, and I needed those numbers. And he has gotten mostly 1s to attack with, except for the only thing he can do. The 8 plus the 13 is 21, plus 1 artillery and 1 fighter. That's it. So I'll have 20 defending against 21, 22, 23. So that seemed to me to be pretty good that he, might not attack, might raid. I don't know. I'm not going to post this till after he does his turn because I've already told him where I was putting stuff. But who knows what he's going to do? I think he's probably weak enough that he really can't attack that. I did do the northern approach on purpose because I wouldn't mind grabbing Leningrad, I think, a turn early. So that fighter, I think, does end up down there for sure. That fighter does not go to Poland. I believe they end up in Germany. So all this fighter action is going to change. The 6 tanks and 4 mech from Paris do end up there. The 8, so this again, the bomber certainly does go to Germany. I do play around with the and 5 mech for sure go to Western, but there's going to be more mech there. So let me show you what I end up doing with the. I'm going to close this panel, and I'll show you what I do over here. And let's go all the way down here and see if I finally have it right. And you can call me, say it's genius, or you can say it's not. So the 13 mech do stay, actually, and then there ends up 2 fighters. I might even be able to get this bigger. Let's get this a little bit bigger. The advantage of this map is you can really zoom in. Let's get this way up there. Is that 90? That's 90. Okay, yeah, perfect. This is such a great zoom effect. I applaud the guys for this, and I need to use it more often. There's a keyboard shortcut that I have to learn. 125 as a sub. Finland has 3 infantry. Karelia has 5. So I like this too. It's a tempting attack. I know Schulze likes to attack. This is a tempting attack and a tempting fight. He could win it and then win the subsequent battle for Finland, and then all of a sudden Scandinavia is open. I like to leave those. This is not an easy attack, especially with only 1 aircraft. There's a risk of failure, and then of course catastrophic failure because you've thrown away infantry. So I like that. I like to give Schulze something to hit. He likes to attack. I think we all do. So the question is, am I being too clever by half? This transport is pretty vulnerable to that Russian sub, and I don't have any scrambling fighters. I made that conscious decision. Those forces, those aircraft are in the right place, the place that I need them to be. I'll put it that way. I have a backup reserves with 7, and then the tank There's forward reach on the tank in case he opens up a way for zooming ahead. You may see a little bit more of the throwing away fast movers in this game than you normally do. I'm experimenting what I'm calling the skirmish strategy. What I'm trying to do is avoid the big battle. Schulte gets lucky in big battles. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me. But he seems to get lucky in big battles, and I don't. So I'm going to try an approach where I encourage him to fight delaying actions and then hopefully get a positive, what's called TUV or total unit value, out of those skirmishes. Now this, if I really wanted him to attack, I probably shouldn't have put these in here. And I did really want him to attack. I do want him to attack because I want to be able to knock out these 21. If I do get him to attack, he's left. I can count the guys that he's left with, which is 8, 9, 10, 11, 15 units. And of course, my backfield is filled with a lot more than 15. And if we're talking just infantry, right there's 13. And that's what I'm counting. So 13 infantry in my backfield. In my reserve, they can all hit East Poland. He's got 15. But don't forget, he's producing men out of Moscow. I'm producing men out of Germany. In fact, this is the last turn I'll be able to produce, or this is the last turn I would. The first turn was the last turn I'll be able to produce infantry that hit Moscow. The rest is going to be fast movers. That's why I bought all the mechs. So these 13 versus 15 remaining units, if he did this battle, these men would be wiped out in the second wave. Let's say Operation Blue, and then we would be talking about his production of infantry versus my production of mechs. So that's what I'm thinking with Germany. We'll see if it works. Some pro guys are probably shaking their heads, but let's see how it works. And then keeping air units on the front so that I can get the battles over in the first or second round. You don't want battles going to the third round. Absolutely not. If you want to have a positive TUV range or TUV change. Okay, so right here, this is the unusual action. So I'm hoping for something. I'm not going to say what it is. If he did bring a bunch of planes here, which I'm cognizant that he could do, bring a lot of planes, and even 4 British units, I could have a real fight on my hands. I do have quite a few resources in the area, and I could start to, and obviously we'd have a bit of a war of attrition there, and we'd see how that would go. And I'm sort of willing to take that bet. We'll see how it goes. Like I said, I do have some shock and awe and some resources nearby. So I ended up with 3 fighters down here and 2 divers. In northern Italy, I ended up with an infantry and 3 artillery. In West Germany, 5 mech, 1 infantry, 3 anti-aircraft. Normandy Bordeaux, 1 infantry, 2 tanks, 9 infantry, 2 artillery, 4 infantry in Romania, 6 tanks, 13 mech, 2 fighters, 2 divers, 1 bomber, in Germany proper. We'll see. Like I said, guys, we'll see. I do not usually play the Axis. As far as money goes, I think we're at 57. Germany right here, 57. All right, that's it. Crockett 36, reporting on my second German turn. A little bit of an experiment. Schulte literally said, it's music to my ears. I don't usually see a turn 2. That's what I'm trying for. Show you something you haven't seen before, so you're a little off guard. But like I said, this could be a huge mistake. So we'll see. All right, Crack 36 out.